doors. Ah. Does. Help! I'm trapped in a glass case of emotion. Let me out, or a steel case of emotion. Hello everyone, Thranxes here, and welcome back to No Man's Sky, episode 130, where I've done a little bit of work off camera, and I think that's going to start to become the new norm. If I have repetitive things to do, things that you've seen me do a dozen times, I'm going to start editing them out, as the element of discovery of the series is slowly shifting more towards planetary discovery and soon-to-be base building and colonization. That being said, what I did off camera was I went to the anomaly, talked to Polo, registered my data, and then stopped by the space station to sell some modules and purchase some modules. That being said, as you can see in the bottom right, Polo's new mission is to improve my extreme survival milestone, which we won't get here while we're base building, but we will be able to improve once we go back to the icy planet in an attempt to get ourselves an Explorer S-class starship. I imagine we will very much so. Pulse engine, shield, mining beam, scanner. I bought a few more of these as well, because I don't see a reason not to. In fact, I'm quickly really enjoying. So now we have 3 starship shields, which I like, 2 scanners, 2 mining beams. Let's just keep them like this so we can track them easily. That's good, that's good. We're going to want 1 more scanner module, maybe another mining beam. 2 might be enough. We absolutely need some more pulse engine modules, and we need some warp modules, some warp engine modules. And then we're going to need, like, maybe positron ejector? No. Maybe phase beam. I know we're going to want the one for the multi-tool that shoots like a shotgun, although I can't remember what it is at this exact moment. And it appears like the ancient ruins we discovered are on this planet, so that's rather exciting. I also turned in some quests, I sold some things, you know. The usual. That being said, we're up to 95 million units and down to 3,600 nanites. But we are at a position now where we should be able to start building this base in earnest. And so the first thing I really want to do here is I would like to start building a manufacturing room which to fill with large refiners and thereby be able to process many materials into exactly what we need. Now, as much as I do enjoy this little bump here, I wonder if... is the metal the way to go? Do we want this metallic structure? I think we do. I like the metal. I do believe we'll color it at some point. But for now, let's keep it as is. I'm thinking this will at some point become a deck, so let's just start throwing pieces down and see how it goes, shall we? As I'm thinking like an archway here, but maybe... I'm just glad you can destroy pieces and get all of your stuff back. Because if we want this to attach to the ground, this is going to end up getting really, not awkward per se, but let's just see what that would look like. No. Delete that. Right. Okay, that sort of does give it the appearance of having supports. But we sort of want a long room vice a tall one at this juncture, unless we're going to, like, line our storage here. That could be good in the short term. because we are going to need access to all of our storage here. So we're going to need a nice, neat place to arrange it all. Let's see if it snaps very quickly on these floor panels, because if it does, that's going to be very handy. Storage. Barrel fabricator? Great fabricator. That's interesting. Okay, it doesn't really snap, but it does place down here. But again, I don't know if I want to leave this floor as it appears right now. In fact, I am most certain I do not. So if only there was an elevator, if there was a way to, like, easily climb, but you could do that with a ladder. But the ladders seem somewhat awkward in this game, especially with the circular buildings. Here, let's get all of our pieces back. Okay, so we just improved our ferrite dust for the moment, so we'll take that. Thank you. And then we'll get rid of this. Yep. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, let's start from scratch. So we have this area over here. We could annihilate some of these rocks. Now, as I understand it, though, the terrain and the rocks can come back inside your stuff. That's not anything I really want to deal with, which is why I sort of thought we would have a structure on stilts. But with this terrain, that will prove all sorts of difficult. Plus, let's not forget where we put our base computer, which is up high here. We got these caves. This is not a cave, but wow, watch out for that terrain. Busy planet. Busy planet. I like that, though. I do. Okay. Let's see what the concrete would look like. What if we put down concrete? Oh, it definitely looks less busy than the metal. Right? Seems to take the same materials as the metal, which is interesting. Concrete frontage. Nah, I don't know if I like it as much as the metal. It just looks more like a space station, right? I mean, that's what we're doing here. Space station stuff. It says metal roof panel. No, we don't have the carbon for that. Well, I suppose then the best way to start with this is kind of how we were doing it, which is going to be sort of elevated. So we'll do one ramp, right? And then we'll just start throwing down flooring for now. Okay, that's fine. Alright, we definitely lose the slope the more we go in that direction. Now let's put our large refiner back up. And then I guess the question is, are we going to be able to get a structure here? No, because that requires pure ferrite. So let's start working on the pure ferrite, which we can easily get by processing just some of the magnetized ferrite here. It's a little bit of a rainstorm. Nothing too bad. little crustaceans, friendly crustaceans on this planet. Do we have enough to make another large refiner? I have a feeling we're going to want a massive array of them. Sodium nitrate microprocessors. Yeah, we need to install a galactic trade terminal. Let's bring our freighter overhead. I think that'll be important. Alright, now we have some pure ferrite, so let's see how these structures... Okay, so they do stack on top of these, which is a little awkward. Because it doesn't, like, snap, you know what I mean? It doesn't, like, lock into a given position. Must attach to structure, right? But if I put this thing here... like this, because now, look, now it's just... Now, wait a second, because if I say... Oh, interesting. Yes, I see the heat damage. But the storm is clearing, so we're just gonna let it ride. Okay, pure ferrite. So what if... Again, we're kind of throwing spaghetti against the wall right now. I don't really have a set idea of how I want this to be because... Look at that, steps up and over. It doesn't really merge with the floor seamlessly, does it, though? Look at this. Look at this weirdness. It's not quite sure how it wants to be. It says, well, I tried, boss. I really, really tried. I mean, at face of value, it looks like it did great. And then inside, you're left with this. So I have an idea. So if we highlight it, we'll be able to see exactly what is what, right? How is that possible that it's showing like one in the middle? We didn't... Oh, 'cause that's the foundation. Interesting. Okay. Let's see how it looks without the foundation. You can still sort of see these square panels here, right? In fact, they're hard to interact with. But with one of these is what allows us to attach these hallways and tunnels, right? So then there's that. Well, we need a room just to get the trade terminal up. Thank you for that. Now from here, what I would like to do is actually purchase quite a few microprocessors. And then, do you have any... Oh, uranium for sale. That's kind of fun. What about sodium nitrates? No, you do not. But you do have some oxygen. We'll buy that. Now, you can make a lot of condensed carbon with oxygen very easily, as we've shown in the past. There is not a super easy way to get a bunch of sodium nitrate. About the best way that's easy that I've seen, that's not expensive, is to use oxygen. But it's still just a 1 to 2. All it does is supplement one... Wait, if I change this to... sodium, it becomes a 1-to-1. Yeah, see, so not really the best, but it still will stretch out your sodium nitrate and give you more than you started with, using oxygen in place of more sodium. So not the end of the world. This is not really how I want this structure to look. We're sort of just this building floating up over here. It's kind of yucky. I'm not very impressed. So instead, I'm thinking... I mean, really, it's just the terrain is difficult to work with. We could start... Let's start seeing how these cuboid rooms work. Right, and then they sort of snap together. Access ramp. Okay, alright. Climb ladder, infrastructure ladder, doors, foundations, paving. So the paving snaps onto these platforms at peculiar intervals, sort of centering on them. But now if I build a paving, does the next one snap over? It does, but it doesn't. Okay. Alright. We're learning about interactions between pieces as we go. Can I snap an inner... That's an inner door. Interior stairs. Cuboid roof. Wall. How do I get... Okay, so it must just use normal doors. Ah. It does. Help! I'm trapped in a glass case of emotion. Let me out. Or a steel case of emotion. Oof, I hope that gave me back the materials for my door as well. Well, let's... get refiner number 2 up and running. So we continue to process into some pure ferrite here. It really is a beautiful vista. See, what I want is some sort of tower. Let's see, but I don't want to just do the circular rooms all the way up, because they don't seem to snap to the other rooms very well. For example, if I try to do a metal floor here, you can see it doesn't really want to, it wants to snap to this metal floor, but it doesn't really want to snap anywhere here to this structure. It won't even snap sort of out there. It'll just snap to what I've already built. So... Ooh, that magnetized ferrite process is fast. Keep it up. Go ahead, keep processing. Let's see how the infrastructure ladder works. That could be the solution to our problem, actually. Because I know the climb ladder has to fit inside of a building, right? And it's going to say no because it doesn't have an upper floor to attach to. But this infrastructure ladder, where might this go? Must attach to a structure. Maybe it's a wall? Let's see. Right, so if I do that... Oh, it is under structures, though, isn't it? But where is this ladder supposed to snap to, is the question. Ooh, I don't like that. Doesn't let me walk up my own stairs. Alright, we'll start processing some of this rare earth element here. A lot of pure ferrite just laying around that we've been holding on to. And I think here what we'll do is we'll try to get ourselves... Will this give me more oxygen? No. There's gotta be a way to turn oxygen into more oxygen. Oh, I know how. We need to make an oxygen condenser. Right. Or an oxygen harvester, so we need 3, 5, and 5. Pretty valuable technology to get up and running right away. Ooh, no dihydrogen jelly available. I think we have the stuff to make some, if I'm not mistaken. 2 and 3. There we go. I promise this base is going to look very nice eventually, but it's going to look worse before it gets better. Must place on terrain. Interesting. Must place on terrain, it says. Okay. Well, that'll get us oxygen. That'll keep the oxygen flowing. We'll keep processing that into more sodium nitrate, and you will become more condensed carbon. So this is just a little constructive area with a little place to rest, and yeah, this is not our base in any capacity. This is like experiment zone here. The pavings are neat, but without the ability to give them railings, right? Because I think the pavings... Large rooms, small rooms... Cuboid. Flooring? No. Frames and foundations, here we go. Paving. Oh, a large paving. Oh, okay, so you can do a larger paving. Let's try that again. So if I go to a large paving, it's still not the whole size of... Oop, cut right into that terrain. It's still not the whole size of the flooring, but the real question is... would things attach to that, is the question. Let's try a round room. It would place on top of it. It doesn't really snap. That could be beneficial. That has to snap. That's not going to fit. So really we just get the circular or the square room, which is kind of the ideal choice if you want to make some sort of tower. Seems like the only way to do it. Well... what we could do... we need to find a use for this pugnium. We can make glass if we need to. We could process more of this magnetized ferrite into pure ferrite. I believe that is the way to go right now. Now, if I put that with pure ferrite... no, what if I put it with ferrite dust? No. If I put it with oxygen, and it gives us rare metal element, 25 to 1, 50 to 1. And that gives us 150 pure ferrite. That's kind of a good process. We don't really need... yeah, because instead of 2 to 1, you're actually using the oxygen to go... That's 1 to 5. Oh, wow. That's way, way better. Let's let that process for a bit. That's an incredibly good conversion. It is absolutely worth messing around with these large refiners to find the ideal ratio and the best way to make your resources match, because here you can see, instead of doing magnetized ferrite at a 2 to 1 into pure ferrite, you can do a 25 to 1 rare metal element, which this gives 150. That means you're taking 25 magnetized ferrite and turning it into 150 pure ferrite instead of 50. It's actually 300% increase over the normal conversion rate, which is significant. All right, let's get rid of these pavers. These aren't really doing it for me. What I want is like a giant room built of these tiles so that I can have just an entire like array of these large refiners. That's sort of what I want in my life. But we need to make like the entrance, right? We need like some sort of entrance to our base. It's going to be built around a landing pad. I don't even know if we have the stuff to make a landing pad yet, but that seems like that would be the start. Landing pad is going to take 10 metal plates. And they snap to these rooms. But I don't... Let's do an experiment. If I snap a few corridors onto here, and then let's just give it a door. It's the door to nothing. Don't step out. Ah! What am I supposed to do here if I wanted to continue this? I don't think there's a way to. Let's see. Will pavers do it? Paving. No, you can't even snap a paving to this. What about... Ooh, access ramp. It's like it has two settings. Oh, that's interesting, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Let's break down some of our carbon. So we don't need all condensed carbon. We can break some of it down into normal carbon. How are you doing with oxygen? Oh, you're going to take a little bit of time. It's not a fast fix. Take these objects back, please. Alright. Now, if I build myself an access ramp, we're learning about all of this wonderfulness together. If I build myself an access ramp, okay, it looks like it can go really far down. And once it starts down, you can't undo that. No, not the door. Grrr. Make this difficult on purpose, aren't you? If I move it up like that, it's a much gentler slope. I don't think there's going to be a way to connect everything the way we want to connect everything. In fact, the game almost seems to hate the combining of different types of rooms together. It says the cuboid room and the circular rooms and the freeform rooms shall never meet and marry. It is not allowed. So if I try to do Let's just try to do any kind of a metal flooring to this. Yeah, none of this wants to snap. And if I do... It doesn't even want to join up with that access ramp. But it's going to let me keep placing these access ramps. Yeah. It just destroys them all at once. How interesting. Alright, let's buy some metal plates. Because we're going to need places to land your ship. And we're going to want more than one ship to land. So we'll just buy about 40. And that means the first thing we need to figure out is where exactly we want our first landing pad to sit. Wait, no. I take that back. What we need to do is get ourselves some foundations. Cylindrical room frame. Now, what's the difference between that and a foundation? I'm not sure how far our base footprint can go. But I feel like the ships need to land at the bottom, and you climb it like a tower. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, it's starting to come to me. So instead, I think we will go like this, maybe. A cylindrical room frame, right? Maybe a foundation underneath it. Although, why a foundation underneath it? Oh, I think I see the value of this. So if we put the frame here... Right, okay, check this out. So then we'll build ourselves a cylindrical room, right? Then we delete these. Then we put the foundation, and voila, you have an elevated room. Oh, look at that! Nice. I think that's kind of neat. From here, I think we give it a... No, not over on this side, but... Yes, on that side, right? On that side. And on that side. Look at that, 3 different places to land. Oh, now ships are going to come in and land. They're like, hey, are you accepting customers? Not yet. Not at this time. We are going to have to do something about the coloring scheme, though, aren't we? Oh, what if we did... Wait, what if we did all 4 sides? If we did all 4 sides and then branched this upwards. Oh, I still don't know how this is going to go because reasons. No, where did I place another one? Stop. I did. Boy, you could really get crazy. You can get crazy. Oh, this is... Hey, look! Ships are... They're going to come and dock with us now. Now we're the trading post. See, this infrastructure ladder doesn't want to go here, but this ladder does. All right, and what if over here... we don't have glass of 5, but it would be neat to have like a dome on top of that. Alright, well, let's reserve a spot for our ship. I mean, goodness, there's no reason to not have our own ship here. Come on. Oh, look out! Small landing pad. Oh, look out for that exhaust. It's a scorcher. No, this is good. I'm starting to make progress with how I want this to look. Lots of windows, lots of glass. We're going to need lots and lots of glass. For certain. The question is, how are we going to transpose this base or transition this base onto... Wait. Are you not going to allow the foundation because of the landing pads? Oh wow, now it doesn't like it because of the landing pads. Oh no. We could do the cuboid room frame or the... No, it doesn't like that. It's got to attach to the ground. Come on, we're not going to have floating structures. That's unsat. Ah, look at that. You can't even notice it. Okay. It must look aesthetically correct. I know it's sort of... You got these floating platforms here. Oh, can we give them a foundation, I wonder? No, not so much. www.notsomuch.com. I'm thinking that's starting to look appropriate. But we're going to need glass. And a good bit of it. So what I'm thinking we'll need in the interim is a base teleport module so that we can pick up and go to other locations should we need to. The first one on my list being our ice planet, known as the Long Dark 2, in order to get more frost work for the glass that we're going to need. Okay, so at this point what we have is 5 rare metal elements, which we'll take these here. What we're going to do is put the oxygen we just gathered up here. We'll take this into our inventory, process more into that. We'll come over here, say convert that into pure ferrite. Give us all of the pure ferrite we could ever want. So much of it. But then honestly the next step is more magnetized ferrite and more oxygen. We're using up that oxygen. Very, very quickly. So maybe we don't do that just yet. Maybe we just wait. Maybe we just make ourselves another oxygen harvester. Available to build 0 because we don't have the dihydrogen jelly. I don't think we have the stuff to make it either. 40 dihydrogen, and we have... Oh, we have 210. We could totally make that. Alright, and then from here... 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I know I could have bought all 5 at once. Boom. We need O2. Lots of it. Oh, we are going to colonize this planet. Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. Superheated rainstorm. That's okay. Let's check this noise out. Oh, look at that. You can dock them to each other? That's odd. We're not going to do that. Oh, we could have like double deckers. Yeah, right. It's a double decker landing pad. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Let's see if we can... A double-decker landing pad. I love it. Okay, so we can't dock a ramp to these. Because, again, they don't want to play well together. So let's see if we can do an access ramp. No. Okay, it will put a door there. And I imagine the door will do an access ramp, but that doesn't really... It'll go to a little tiny hallway. No, 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 no. Will it go to paving? It will not. So we have no way to give these ramps to the floor. Other than if we delete that, right? And then one of the things we can do... Let's see, can we change these doors to... No, to a hollow door? We can't. We can put a hollow door here with an access ramp. Why is that an invalid position? Why? Explain yourself to me. Explain yourself. How dare you not make your intentions clear to me? I mean, I guess we could just ask people to jetpack up here, but... Really? So, if you want to get in my base, that's fine. You just gotta jetpack yourself up there. I'm not good. I'm not okay with that. I'm not. That's not how we're going to do business. Invalid position. That's the best you'll give me, huh? Okay, what if... Just hear me out for a second. What if instead we go hallway, hollow door, access ramp. And the truth shall set you free. Okay, I'm not sure how that's the truth, but are there only so many access ramps that can be stacked on top of one another? Are these crystals in the way? Surely it's not these crystals. I mean, we need the dihydrogen. I'll carve these up in a heartbeat. Oh, it was the crystals. Look at that. And now we have an access ramp to the landing pads. Oh, very, very good. The question is, are we going to want another one on top of it? I know that there's a limit how much a base can edit and add. I have no frame of reference for when we're going to hit said limit. We're just going to have to keep experimenting until we find out, and my goodness, look at the time. Having so much fun with a game, you lose track of time. That's why this game is so great. This has been No Man's Sky episode 130. Thank you so much for joining me. I do hope you've had a good time watching, because as always, I've had a good time playing. Come back next time as we continue to build onto this base and maybe jump back to some older planets in order to secure things like more frostwort and glass and all of those sorts of things, because we're going to need a lot more to build this base up. It's going to be pretty extensive, but until next time, take care.